Yeah, I know.
Welcome home. That's something you should point out.
That was the theme I started years ago. That she changed it to something else.
But it's a lot of them say that. And you should just say,
Okay.
that's why you know.
That sounds good. I don't think I commented last week. You were doing the music and you just ended it really, like I saw you point to the band and everybody just stopped at once. And it was just really impressive. And I didn't get to say it last week. So consider it. But it was really, back when I was a radio disc jockey, we had records that were called hard cut, and it would boom, and you try to hit it right at that time to talk. But what you guys did was splendid, as always. Good morning. Our review of the band will continue after we move forward. And I can tell you our review of the band is always excellent. My name's Scott. I'll be your guest. I'll be your host for the next couple of minutes. We always start our services here, first of all, by asking everybody to turn off anything that beeps, vibrates, buzzes, or does weird noises, which includes some of us at an older age. Yeah, but we always start off our service by honoring the land on which we are located. The Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. Okay, with that in mind, Donna, if you will come up and lead us in a song, we'd appreciate it.
Please stand. Here we go. I'm stepping out into a world of possibility. I'm stepping out into a whole new way to live.
So 3 years ago, I had a health scare, which turned out to be okay. And everywhere I went, the song with the chorus, "Every Little Thing Gonna Be All Right," what is it called, Three Birds or something like that? Okay, came up. There were signs that would pop up. At that same time, Marianne and I went on a vacation to New Mexico. And in the Airbnb we were staying, she had a sign, like a wall sign, said, "Every little thing gonna be all right." And I just thought today we'll do our opening affirmation and then get up, because It's a heavy world these days, but we're going to have some sanctuary in the sanctuary. So find somebody else and remind them and remind yourself, every little thing going to be all right. So we'll start with the big one. We are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. Get up and remind somebody, every little thing going to be all right. Just felt it was an important reminder for myself. John Lennon had a great expression. In the end, everything is okay. If it's not okay, it's not the end. So let's move forward with all the okay stuff that's happening, including this afternoon. We will be having we won't. Carol and James are hosting a sharing salon. And Carol, you've got to be out there somewhere. Why do I not see you? She's not here, okay. Carol, if you're on Zoom or wherever, you're missed. Yeah, she's probably getting ready. Did you need to say anything about it, James, or we said enough?
Just please everybody come who wants to come.
Please everybody come who wants to come to the sharing salon. Okay, let us move forward. We have got a new accredited class that has been moved to a start date of this week. It was going to be last week. It is the Mystic Path, led by Angelica. It's this coming Wednesday is when it will start. It goes, I guess it's 8 weeks if my math is doing right. Anyway, it is accredited, meaning if you take the class and you choose to follow a path to become a practitioner or a minister, you get points. I don't know what it's like using when you use a credit card and you get mileage, it's the same kind of thing. You get practitioner mileage. Yes, Bree.
I think the date's wrong. For the Zoom, it starts the Tuesday the 20th, not the 2nd.
Does it start Tuesday the 20th or the 21st?
The Zoom. The Zoom. No, the class starts, the info.
Oh, the Zoom one on the bottom. Oh, yes, it says it starts Tuesday 2 weeks ago. It did not. It went by without us even noticing. It was that mystic. So the Zoom class, thank you, Bree, will be on Tuesday evenings, and you can do either one. Yes, Mark.
Prerequisite credits. So you have certain prerequisites you have to do before you can.
Mark is adding that for the Mystic class, you get prerequisite credit, which is you need certain classes before you take other classes before you can get cash in your practitioner mileage. So this is on the very first level.
How you got up here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, I had to go through the whole thing, as did Susan and Edward and Michelle and, for that matter, and Angelica, who went far beyond that. So yeah, they're great classes. That's one of them. Make sure to attend if you are so interested. The men's group will be this coming Saturday. I keep saying we need to have a name for it. And I heard at the women's group they were trying to come up with a name too. So we need to and I was thinking for the men's group.
I think it's a grappling group. Look at
The grappling group. I was thinking, because it's a bunch of like 60, 70-year-old guys in it, that Stud Muffins is the name. We will be called the Stud Muffins. So, what was that? Did Lily Tomlin do something called Stud Muffins? Okay, well, in tribute to Lily Tomlin, who would not be allowed in our group. Anyway, it is Saturday, every other Saturday. That means it's just coming Saturday, 3 to 5, informal, friendly, just talking about whatever goes on, being a guy of a certain age. Ernest Holmes will be 139 years old. Well, not quite, but it is his birthday on January 20th, I believe, but there is a celebration. Well, I know the celebration is the 25th, but isn't his birthday the 20th? 20th. Or Ernest Holmes is going to be 139 sometime in the coming week, but he's not even around to tell us. But there will be a big party that's a Zoom party put on by the mothership, the main CSL people, and it is Sunday at 5.
Because we're going to come and watch the Zoom here.
We're going to watch the Zoom here.
Okay, all right. This is an interactive Sunday.
I know, I like it. It's interactive. I just auditioned for Friar Tuck coming up at the Ferndale Rep, and the play, they said, you've got to be an actor who's comfortable with interacting with the audience. And the director said, can you do that? And I said, oh, count me in. So whether I get it or not will be another question, but I'll look forward to it. They will probably tell us this week. Okay. It was a fun audition. Okay, moving forward, get it together, would you? Speaking to myself as well as everybody else. Oh, there is no get it together.
Well, I'm trying to get it together.
Okay, there's no slide that says get it together, but Anna will get it together verbally.
This slide. Well, they got it together, and it's finished. So, all right, coming up. Wednesday the 28th from 1 to 3 o'clock here. If you have stuff that takes up a lot of space and you need a room to organize it, and everything from the 1800s and the 1900s and so you can get a table and just spread out. It's not a sharing day, and so bring your own stuff, bring a bag to throw your stuff away. I will have a lot of trash, so I don't want to dump that in our dumpster. And also, if you need, does anybody need a tote to get their together in? Okay, you got your thing together. All right. Well, we're doing that, so we'll see you there.
So it's an organizing event, and to further add to that, my wife and I have decided we will have one at our house. You're all welcome to come over and clean up our house after you finish there. And then we'll just kind of go around the cycle for all the other members here in the center. Every weekend will be a different one. We'll all go and clean their house. Yeah, if only. Marie, would you like to come up? Where are you? And speak to us. Now what's going on with all the slides here?
It's behind her here. No, go back.
I'm trying to. There we go.
So there's so many aspects to Yoga Nidra. Oh, there's so many aspects to Yoga Nidra. I'm just going to quickly recommend a book called Anchored by Deb Dana, and this is about how to befriend your nervous system. And one thing about Yoga Nidra is it helps you befriend your nervous system. There are some different states like ventral vagal, and that's when things are going well. Something bad may happen, but you're like, okay, and you kind of keep on going. Then you might be in sympathetic, which is fight or flight. Things are going wrong, someone does something in traffic, and you're like, and that can stick with you. You get a big cortisol release into your body, which actually affects your health. And then there's dorsal vagal, where you're just kind of going through the motions of the day, like, man, I can barely get through the day, but I'm going to do what I need to do, okay? So there's those three. And of course, the nervous system controls everything in our body, but this is our autonomic nervous system. And if we can recognize, oh, I'm in fight or flight, you can do things to get out of fight or flight and back into ventral vagal. If you're in dorsal, you can go, oh my God, you can recognize these states. You can, and Yoga Nidra helps with that, because 80% of the messages in your nervous system go from your body to your brain. We all think that our brain is running us. It's not. Your nervous system is running you. It decides there's too much going on, I'm going to shut you down, because you didn't shut yourself down. You didn't take that break when you needed to. So the thing about Yoga Nidra, and 20% of the messages go from your brain to your body. So the nice thing about Yoga Nidra is it helps you get back into your body so that you can start sensing, oh, wow, this is my nervous system state. I can do something to fix this and stop this huge flush of cortisol throughout my body. Thank you for the reminder. I knew Scott was going to throw me off at some point, but this is one aspect. It helps you to work with your nervous system, because you cannot force your nervous system to do anything. You have to befriend it.
Thank you, Marie. A truer statement was never said, the brain does not always run the body. Just think about a lot of people you know, and you'll see the evidence right there. Okay, good Lord, what is happening here? Good grief. I will not be here next week. I've got something else that I will be engaged in. And so if you are interested in being in the Good Grief class, which is a really powerful class, and you will need to order the book because it's a Zoom class, so we can't get you the book. Please sign up. We only have 2 people signed up right now. We need at least 10 to make this work. Oh, we have 3 now. Look at that. If I say it again, will we have 4? Please sign up. This is the book. It's called The Grief Recovery Handbook. We're going to go through it in detail, but it is, for those of you who've been through the class, I'm sure you will agree with me. It is a very powerful class. It's not just grief in terms of dealing with the loss of people. It is grief on so many levels, and we're experiencing a lot of grief right now. This class will help you out. It helps you chart your grief events, and then you actually get to speak to those events, and you write something that helps you heal from those. And the book is by John W. James and Russell Friedman. And just as just the one back paragraph here, incomplete recovery from grief can have a lifelong negative effect on the capacity for happiness. Drawing from their own histories as well as from others, the authors illustrate how it is possible to recover from grief and regain energy and spontaneity. Based on a proven program, this book offers the specific actions needed to move beyond loss. New material includes loss of faith, loss of career and financial issues, loss of health, and growing up in an alcoholic or dysfunctional home. So if you're interested in being part of that course or part of that class, please sign up. It's $89, and then you can buy the book. And I think Amazon, I saw it, is selling it for $9.99 or something. It'll be my 3rd time, and it's worth it every time. Okay, we have our annual meeting next week, February 15th. And if you are a member, you get to vote. So we will discuss the state of the center. You'll hear how the finances are doing. You'll get to find out how the attendance is. It's about an hour-long meeting, and then there will be a vote to bring in the new center council. And again, if you're a member, you can be part of it. Angelica, did you wish to add anything? Okay.
I got sheets to sign up, not signed up.
Sheets to sign up to be a member. Okay, and James is saying he has sheets to sign up to be a member. Okay, let's see here. Practitioners are available if you would like to talk to somebody. The practitioners are all here today. Myself, Susan, Michelle, Edward. Of course, Angelica is here too. Let us know after the meeting, and we will be glad to give you some time. Our little pantry needs to be fed, as it always does. There we go. As it always does. If you have non-perishable food, please bring it. Put it in the little pantry. If you are willing to get a lot, please bring it on Monday, and Walk and All will divide it up and put it out there. And before we get into, our theme for this month is Living the New Now, but before we move forward and we get into our song, Donna's going to come up. She's going to talk a little bit and then lead us in the song, followed by our message of peace by Michelle.
Thank you. I invite you all tomorrow at 1 o'clock to come to the Adorney Center to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Day. It's a day on, not a day off. So at 1 o'clock, the program begins. I'll be doing a benediction and a song at the end of the program. So 1 o'clock, Adorney Center by the water. Now we will have our moment of peace song. Into my heart, come into my heart, sweet Spirit, come in today, come in to stay, come into my heart, sweet Spirit, into my heart, come into my heart, sweet Spirit, come in today, come in to stay. Come into my heart, sweet Spirit, into my heart, into my heart. Come into my heart, sweet Spirit. Come in today, come in to stay. Come into my heart, sweet Spirit.
All right, I have a reading for our moment of peace from Ernest Holmes, and Reverend Angelica is going through the first 4 chapters of The Science of Mind this month, and I believe it's The Way It Works. That's what I was reading to get this reading from. And I just wanted to reiterate that it's just so great, our teaching, and how we can use this in our daily life. I mean, we have such practical tools, and Marie's leading us with the yoga, and we have affirmations and prayer treatments, and it's just great. So from Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind textbook, he reminds us that the more power one gives to their thought, and the more completely they believe that their thought has power, the more power it will have. And Ernest Holmes talked about the idea of first you have this thought, and then it's poured out. If you have conscious thought, or even if it's not that conscious, it's poured out into kind of a universal mold, and it can be formed, it will be formed by spirit, and then put out as a manifestation in our life. So we have to keep affirming which direction we want to be moving in our life. And I just love that reminder about, like if you're feeling good, keep putting that out into the world and keep that energy up. And we really need it these days. So the more we can think thoughts of peace and light and love and send it out into our world, the better everyone will be. And he also said that we should be careful not to think that because we make the mold, that we must create the substance to fill it. It already exists, and it's part of the life in which we live, and a part of that universal energy that is a part of every being on this planet. And so as we breathe into this idea of connectedness, and that idea of peace and love and light, we'll take a moment of silence, and then Jackson will lead us into an affirmative prayer.
I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
And you are the face of God. We are each and every one of us that face. That face of God extends not only to the human population, but also to the animals and the plants. We are all connected as one. And it's important to spirit that we remember this fact and that we are all in alignment. And as we come together this morning, I know that this energy that is in this room, that is in each and every one of us, that positive force for good, flows through us and goes out into our world. And as we meet people during our day, that energy will unfold within us and extend to the others in our community. And I know that as we gather together, that this energy, this light, and this love is even more powerful. And I know that this service will unfold in its right and perfect way. And so it is. Thank you, Jackson. And so now, we welcome to the podium Reverend Angelica.
Yeah. You read my mind. I feel like taking one of those balls and hitting it out there and seeing it go around like you see at games and stuff. That's so much fun. Maybe later. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Zoomers. So, we're on chapter 3 this week. And, up until now, we've been looking at, is there really a power? We've been looking at, can I believe in it? And we've looked at, how does it work? Today is about what it does. What it does. What does this power do? And Holmes asks a question in this chapter. He says, what does this law actually do in lived existence? What does it actually do? So I have a story for you. I was standing in Murphy's the other day, and the line, there's only a couple of checkers for some reason, and the line just kept getting longer. It was right around dinner time. And I could feel the energy shift around me as people started to get a little anxious or nervous or irritated, because there was a woman, I was right next to in line, and there was an older woman there who, every time I say older, I remember how old I am. Anyway, there was an older woman there, and she had this really pretty little coin purse, and she was taking her coins out and putting them on the counter. Yeah, that's good. And, she was like counting them while she was doing it. And as I'm watching her and feeling this interesting energy coming up behind me, I'm feeling her energy, which was anxious, that, oh my God, I'm taking so long to do this kind of thing. And I felt like she felt embarrassed because it was taking her so long to do it. And then this familiar inner urge comes over me, which I call spirit. And it's when spirit sort of moved me to step over to her and say, let me pay for it. And she goes, oh no, I can't let you do that. Just a minute, I've got the money. And I just told the lady, put it on mine. And she still tried to protest me doing it. But Spirit says through me, look, I have to do one good deed a day. You get to be it. And she goes, oh, okay. And in that moment, I could see her shoulders fall down, come down. Her energy softened. Somebody laughed right behind me, which then changed the energy in the line. And wow, it was like that was what I was noticing. Not that I had done something dramatic or something good, but that how quickly the whole atmosphere changed because I did it, because I stepped out in love, I would have to say. And I think this is what Ernest Holmes is talking about in this chapter about what it does. Consciousness shifts. And that for me was such a good example of watching or feeling, not necessarily watching, but feeling this energy shift in this woman and shift in the people in back of me who were like antsy because she was taking so long. So then, because tomorrow we're celebrating Martin Luther King, I started going through the internet and looking up all kinds of stuff about Martin Luther King. And I realized a lot of things about him that was pretty neat. So what I wrote down, however, though, that there was a moment in his life when he was exhausted, when he was afraid, when he was overwhelmed with what was happening. And late one night during the Montgomery bus boycott, his home was under threat. His family was in danger, and the pressure was relentless. And he sat at his kitchen table and prayed, not for victory, not for safety, but for the strength to do what was right. And I thought, wow. First of all, the fact that they even had a story about him sitting at his kitchen table and praying really impressed me, but that he felt he was praying for the strength to do what is right. I think if we did that ourselves with our spiritual mind treatments, which I hope you're doing daily, or your meditation, which I also hope you're doing daily, if we do it in the idea of this having the strength to do what is right, then lives, not only our own, but the lives of people around us will change. The energy will shift. So from that moment on, he says, he felt a deep inner assurance, not that the struggles would end, but that he was not alone in it. And it made me think about all the times as I was growing up where I felt really alone, where I didn't really have this feeling like I have now, that all there is spirit. Spirit is within each one of us. Spirit's in absolutely everything. And spirit is moving forward according to our belief systems. It's moving us toward whatever we believe in. So we have to constantly ask ourselves, what do we believe in? And he had, from that moment, he said, when he had done that prayer and gotten the idea for praying for strength to do it right, he says he was led from an inner certainty rather than outer circumstances. And to me, that was really metaphysical, really metaphysical. So chapter 3 of the Science of Mind tells us that the law does not remove struggle. It responds to the consciousness we bring to it. So what consciousness are you bringing to the country's struggle today? Mine has been anger, a lot. And I have to keep reminding myself, as there's every day something that hurts people, that's done in revenge, to breathe and to remember, even in the midst of this, God is there. And sometimes that's really hard, isn't it? It's really hard. Ernest Holmes says, the law is always neutral. It doesn't argue with conditions. It doesn't correct people. It simply responds. The law takes the dominant tone of thought and feeling and moves into form. So if I'm spending my life in anger, then guess what I get? More stuff to be angry about. Have you noticed that before? Or if you're feeling poor, then you get more stuff to feel poor about. If you're feeling unloved, you get more stuff to feel unloved about. Whatever is our predominant thinking and feeling is what the universe is responding to. And we have to remember that the universe is not a person. It's an impersonal law. It doesn't care whether you're using it to do something bad, what we call bad, or something good, what we call good. It just responds. So as I know this, I realize that when compassion enters the scene, the law amplifies compassion. When patience enters a space, the law multiplies patience. And when love steps forward, love reorganizes the experience. And what I know is that as I'm reading all this material about Martin Luther King Jr., he trusted this principle, whether he was aware of it, like in metaphysics, or not. But he trusted it. He believed that when love entered a charged situation, even quietly, it would change the field. He was describing for me how the universe actually works. And it reminds me that the law doesn't wait for a whole group of us or a crowd of us to agree. It starts working or responding the moment someone chooses to embody a higher idea. And this is what I feel is my job as a minister, as someone who's been studying these teachings for 40-some years, is to remind myself continually that love is what I want to be projecting. If I'm walking through my atmosphere, projecting whatever I'm feeling, I don't want to be projecting anger. I don't want to be projecting poor me. I want to be projecting love. And love doesn't mean the kind you read in the romance novels or see on the Hallmark movies. Love is actually, in a way, acceptance. Acceptance of what is, and yet knowing that there's a higher dimension, that there's a higher realm that we can live in. So the law doesn't wait for the crowd to agree. It responds the moment someone chooses to embody a higher idea, and that someone can be any of us. Absolutely any of us. And so what I got even still out of this, in my Murphy's experience, in fact, I was thinking last night as I was writing this down, I think I've told you about 3 or 4 things now that have happened at Murphy's, and I'm going to write a book called Miracles at Murphy's. So what I realized in this experience was that the law didn't change the situation because I was nice. It changed the experience because consciousness shifted. The consciousness shifted. I didn't fix those people in line. I changed what I was bringing into it. Martin Luther King knew that if you didn't transform tension, that you don't transform tension by amplifying it. You don't heal fear by participating in it. You don't demonstrate justice by rehearsing resentment. And when I read that, I thought, darn, that works for today. In today's world, you can't transform tension by amplifying it. You can't heal the fear that's going on by participating in it. And you don't demonstrate justice by rehearsing resentment, which is what I was doing every time I watched the news or I saw something come through the internet. So what I saw was Dr. King chose over and over again to bring a different quality of consciousness into charged situations. How many of you are following on Facebook the monks that are walking from Texas to Washington, D.C.? Here are 13 or 16, whatever, men who decided to do this and have changed a lot of consciousness by doing it. People are showing up by the thousands when they find out the next town they're going to be stopping at. They're walking along with them, and of course, because of Aloka, the dog, yeah. That just by simply choosing to walk in peace, they are making a difference in our country. They're not trying to get anybody to change. They're just walking in peace. And it's so wonderful. I watched this little video last night where the lead guy, I don't know what his title is, but he has this scarf that he wears. And when I first started watching, it had like 3 pins on it. And I thought, I wonder what those are. And then every time I see it, there's more pins on it. And in this video I watched last night, they actually showed it up close, and they're badges from different police departments. Isn't that amazing? And other little things as well, but the majority is badges from police departments that have helped them move along their path. I just love this because they are changing the consciousness of the people all along that path from Texas to Washington, D.C. They're changing the consciousness just by walking in peace. Isn't that incredible? And by their dog, of course. Everybody seems to love the dog. He even has his own Facebook page. So, this is the law at work. They chose to walk to Washington for peace. And it's happening, and you can see it. And it's happening every time we have a protest thing. You know, and I'm hoping that those of us that go to those protests, I haven't been to one yet, but I'm holding everybody in consciousness, that we go not with anger, but with the realization that we can be like those monks. We can be, by our peaceful presence, a channel of the divine. So what I got was that the law doesn't respond to the crowd's mood. It responds to the consciousness that steps forward. And everybody that's going to visit them, or everybody that went to see Dr. Martin Luther King, they were changed by the consciousness that that person held. They were changed we're being changed by the consciousness that these monks are holding. Dr. Holmes said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. And this is what we're about. Dr. Holmes told somebody one time that if he could rename the textbook or rename our faith, he would call it the science of mind and the religion of the heart. The religion of the heart. He also says, the law is no respecter of persons, but it is an exact respecter of our mental attitude. In other words, the law responds to how we are being. And then I think about those monks, and I think about that woman in Murphy's. I don't even remember how much I paid for her groceries. All I remember is that the energy shift I felt so clearly. So the law was doing what it always is doing. It's responding to love the moment love steps forward. Granted, it will respond to other feelings as well. But I believe in New Thought, our job is to be the love as much as we possibly can. What I know is that the law doesn't need really grand gestures. It just needs willing hearts. And it's always asking us, it's like the divine is always asking us, how can I respond with love? So that's your homework this week, is to move through your daily activities and let your mind ask you, how can I respond with love? I know that most of us are doing it already, unless you watch the news all the time. But even there, it's taken me so long to think, how can I make this right, what this Congress is doing? Well, I can't, but I can give love to absolutely everyone and everything. So the other morning when the news went out that he had cut all the funding for children's food, etc., in Minneapolis, I sent all those children and their parents love to counteract it. And I think sometimes in situations like this, we have to consciously do the work. Consciously pick an area and ask yourself, how can I respond with love? Now let's go into prayer. How grateful I am to remember that there is only one power. And this power is absolutely impersonal, but it is infinitely intelligent and unconditionally loving. So I choose right now, speaking in the first person for all of us, I choose to stand in that power, the power of love. I choose to know that the law works by working through and as me, my beliefs, my feelings. And so I pay attention to what I'm thinking about. I pay attention to what I'm paying attention to. I pay attention and I let myself react from a place of love. I let go of all the things that I think should be. And I let myself just move forward in love, in peace. And perhaps maybe I take the example of those monks that are walking thousands of miles for peace. And so I send them love. I honor them for what they're doing. And any place I find anyone that is doing that consciously, I send them love, knowing we're creating peace. And as we celebrate Martin Luther King's Day tomorrow, I celebrate all of us who have taken his work, his words to heart, and know that we can stand in love, and that love radiates out from us, having an effect on untold numbers of people. And so we're grateful. We're so grateful. And I declare that this week we actually see how our consciousness affects a group of people, like I did in Murphy's in line. And we begin to have a deeper belief in this teaching, in this awareness that we are way more powerful than we think we are. The power of the divine is moving through us all the time, and I know it works for us at whatever level we choose to live. So I know we choose to live in love. I'm so grateful for all of us, for this teaching, for this community. I know we're doing good work, and so it is. I know I've told you this before, Jackson, but I love it when you play the music behind the treatment. It just adds something to it. So Donna is our musician. She's giving us the gift of music this morning. So let's give her a hand.
Check, check, check. And the owner of Murphy's Market is Patrick Murphy, and he is a good friend of mine. And if you're going to write a book about his store, I'm going to have you meet him.
Oh, that'd be fun.
It's a miracle store.
Yeah, it is.
All right. This is a song written by Kate Wolf. Local people, it's kind of tight up in here. Local people every year for many years outside of Laytonville, California, just right down 101, was the Kate Wolf Music Festival. Kind friends all gather round. There's something I would say. What brings us together here blesses us this day. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside, where strangers are like family and loneliness can't hide. You must give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open up your heart to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked these mountains in the rain. I've learned to love the wind. I've been up before sunrise to watch the day begin. I always knew I'd find you, but I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, I stand before you now. You must give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open up your hearts to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love is born in fire, planted like a seed. Love can give you everything, but it gives you what you need. And love comes when you're ready. It comes when you're afraid. It'll be your greatest teacher, the best friend you've made. You must give yourself to love. Love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. You must give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open up your heart to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love.
You have, Marianne and I first came to the, well, she came here before me, but I first started showing up at the center, it was back then called the Eureka Church of Religious Science on Myrtle, in January of '94. And I think the first time I was there, you sang that same song. And it really resonated, and it became one of the songs on Marianne and my wedding CD. So thank you for bringing that back. That was lovely, plus very personal for us. Okay, let's move forward and share our gifts. So what is going to happen is the plate's going to go around in two different directions, and your job is simply to put love into it, and a couple of bucks if you got them. With that in mind, we will first say, I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses this center, all in it and beyond, and so it is. That I understand, acknowledge, and know that everything is infused with the energy we put into it. It is only energy. And knowing that, these contributions, these gifts are infused with the love and the joy and the good feelings that we all share, and will now go forth into the community, sharing those with all they touch and so far beyond. I release these words into the law of mind, knowing that they've already been happening, and all I am doing is acknowledging them, and say, and so it is. So it is. All right. So what's going to happen for the next couple of minutes, we're going to need in a moment somebody to read the statement of inclusion, but before we do that, I kind of reverse the order here. If somebody has a demonstration, and let me explain a demonstration again. A demonstration is, as illustrated by Angelica's talk today, is you envision something. It comes to you from, however, we were in the writers group the other day, and there were only a few of us, and we had a prompt, and I had commented in the writers group. Angelica wrote something from the prompt. The prompt had to deal with a book. Somebody opens a book, and then they close a book. And then you just filled in for 20, 30 minutes what you wanted to write. And there were 3 of us, and we each wrote a story to that effect. I think somebody might have written something different. But nonetheless, I thought, isn't this interesting? We all heard the exact same prompt, yet 3 completely different stories emerged from it. And if we would have done it in this room, 50 different stories would have emerged from it. That's coming from somewhere. It's coming from some giant bank of thoughts and ideas, and all we have to do is bring them into us. And so what happens is we do that once in a while when we're conscious of it. I mean, we do it all the time, and then it manifests itself into the real world. That is a demonstration. And if you have one and you would like to share it, we would love to hear it. Bree, if you'll come forward.
Okay, so I've told this story to a couple people, but New Year's Day, I slipped down some stairs and I hurt my whole body, but I really hurt my wrist. And so I, of course, started treating, and of course you're like, what do? I go to the emergency room, is it broken? What's happening, So I ended up driving myself to the emergency room and spent 2.5 hours there. And this was in Sacramento. And they took their x-rays. Originally they said nothing was broken, so they gave me a brace and they sent me home. And I was taking Advil, so I was taking something for the pain. And of course, I did treatment work. I called my sister the next day. I had her do treatment work. I ended up talking to a friend of mine who is a Reiki healer, and she's like, "Oh, do you want me to do some Reiki on you?" I said, "Yes, sure. I'll take everything and anything I can get." And so they called me the next day. I had the next day off. They gave me the next day off for it, and I got this call from another doctor that said they looked at the X-rays again. And I had actually broken a finger, and they wanted it in a splint, and I possibly had broken the wrist. And so they want me to go back and get another x-ray, and that I should have the next week off. Well, I didn't get the whole next week off. Because of work, I didn't have a note, I didn't have anything. So I worked a few days, and then when I got the work that was absolutely needed done, I went to the ER here, because I came back here, and they took x-rays, and they said nothing was broken, not even the finger that I had in the splint. And my first thought was, look at all the healing work, what the healing work did. I did not question that the original x-rays were wrong. Because that's where you go. It's like, oh, they must have been. No, I just said that it worked. The healing worked. So yes, it was sprained and it hurt, and I got some time off for it, yay. But I think it's not broken.
It might be a little early, but our 2027 theme, I think, needs to be, it's not broken. All right, we have time for one more, if it's another short one. Scanning, 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 no response. Let's move forward. Okay, do we have somebody who would like to read the community statement of inclusion? And then after that statement is read, we will gather in a circle, we will sing the peace song. If you are not familiar with the lyrics of the peace song, my suggestion is you go to that side of the room, not to ostracize you, but because you'll be able to see the lyrics on the screen up here. Do we have somebody who will read the community statement of inclusion? Corey, come forward. You did such an excellent job last time. We've all been clamoring for you to do it again. It's Cody. Cody. Well, as I now have humiliated myself, I will leave the platform.
Or it must be Cody's twin.
There. Cody, it's all yours. Thank you, and I apologize.
We, the Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner works, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We're a community that honors the unique emanation of God from each person's embodied, that each person embodies, and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all people. We're a community that blesses each other, that seek sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we may grow together and understand the oneness, that oneness is not sameness. The beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other.
Please form a circle now. All right. What a good-looking bunch out there. I'll see many of you tomorrow, I hope, at 1 o'clock at Martin Luther King Day celebration at the Adorney Center. Here we go. Grab a hand, make a friend. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in